Welcome everyone to Planet of NY Sports. Here we talk Yankees, Mets, Giants, Jets, and a little bit of the Knicks and Nets. So, the NFL draft, the first round has concluded. The Giants, just like I said in my video, they made the pick that I wanted. The Jets, they got some more protection for Aaron Rodgers. Pause, it sounded wrong, but you know what I mean. I think that's a good pick. We'll get into it all, and we'll also even, talk about some of the quarterbacks picked, and if we like the pick, if we were confused by a certain pick. I think the whole NFL world has been talking about that one. But we can start off here with Malik Nabers. I am pumped up for this pick. You know what, Jaden, I'll let you go first. You haven't been on here in a while. What is your thoughts about the pick?
My thoughts with this pick is that this was an awesome pick, actually. He's from LSU. They have the best receivers coming out of the draft. Also, he's just a playmaker, bro. If you look at his highlights at LSU, he gets open, gets the ball, he's able to make big plays, and just a great weapon for Daniel Jones to have now, because now he can really work that offense.
Yep. I agree, because I said it before. A lot of people love to say, oh, the Giants, J.J. McCarthy. Bro, get real here. What is J.J. McCarthy doing with Darius Slayton, Isaiah Hodgins? Who else am I forgetting? Any more no-name receivers?
Oh, Darius Slayton? You said Darius Slayton already?
Yeah, I said Darius Slayton already. Isaiah Hodgins, Jalen Hyatt, young developing wide receiver. Okay, thumbs up. But we got all these, a lot of slot guys. No big weapon. Daniel Jones has not had that weapon. I said it in the last one. Kenny Golladay did not work out. That was a disaster. Before that, after we traded OBJ, we tried to replace him with Golden Tate. That was a disaster. Now, you got another LSU receiver. And these LSU guys, they're usually like the best wide receivers in the class. I know, obviously this year, Marvin Harrison Jr., but hey, people, were kind of – who got picked ahead of Justin Jefferson? The Eagles definitely made a mistake there with Jalen Reagor. What a mistake. But anyways, if I had to compare Malik Nabers to anybody, there's like three receivers I can probably compare him to. And obviously, I'm not saying he will be this type of player, but if we're going off of certain things here, St. Brown from the Lions, he kind of reminds me of him. Their overall, the physique is kind of similar. They're both, 6 foot, scrappy type of dudes. That's the thing about Malik Nabers. He is a little on the shorter side. He's not like a whole big monster like, let's say, a DK Metcalf per se. But like when you have a basketball game and you have a point guard, right? And usually you got Kyrie Irving, all those handles and stuff like that. Malik Nabers is like the football equivalent to that, I would say. He can get open that way. He obviously, if he faces a bigger cornerback, that is going to be a concern, but he could always bulk up. That'll come with time. I'm not really worried about that. Another wide receiver you can compare him to is another LSU guy, Jamar Chase. Again, similar physique, similar build, and they're both like, consistent with like, eating up space against guys, I would say. And then one more guy I would probably compare him to is DJ Moore. Cool, calm, and it's more focused on technique as a receiver, as opposed to just like speed or a receiver with, lots of power. So that's who I would compare him to. And I really like this pick for the Giants. I'm not going to go over you know what? No, I'm going to do it. This is for all you people that wanted a quarterback, wanted to trade up for Drake May. Guess what? If the Giants, maybe didn't put so much of an emphasis on, again, I'm not saying any team should do this, But a lot of you fans were pom-pom waving and cheering, whoop-de-doo, when they won those, 3 more meaningless wins. I was saying it. I was like, this is going to come back to bite us. They're not going to be able to get a QB or Marvin Harrison Jr. It's going to come back to bite us. What do? What do the Giants do? They screw it up. And now you got the same Giant fans that were like, yeah, we won these games. They wanted to, draft a QB and trade up. Guess what? It doesn't work like that. It takes 2 to tangle. You're going to have to give the Patriots, because obviously they were open for business. You're going to have to give you this year's first-round pick, next year's first-round pick, probably some more after that, like a third-round pick. I am not willing to do that. I'm not, especially for a quarterback where you do not know what you are getting from these young quarterbacks. They are very hit or miss. Look at Trey Lance. Look at what the 49ers, they made that trade with the Miami Dolphins. Look what happened then. That trade, luckily, they got bailed out by Brock Purdy because now he's good. But if they did not have Brock Purdy, or if he didn't turn out to be what he is today, we would be talking about that move, we would keep talking about that move because that was a bad trade. If we're looking at it now, that's a bad trade. You do not know what you are getting with these quarterbacks, and that's the point. That's the point that I'm trying to make. So, Jaden, what's your take on that?
I agree, but also I feel like getting a quarterback would have been good for the Giants, because you really don't know what you have with Daniel Jones. But that 3 wins definitely did set y'all back with picks. So, I agree with that. You can't really trade up because you're going to give up a lot just to get up to that spot,
Mm-hmm. And like I said, that's if even the Patriots were like so keen on, trading anyways, because obviously they took the guy that, the teams were the Giants and the Vikings, Rodgers' team. The Giants trying to trade it for Drake May. Now, obviously, there's the whole J.J. McCarthy thing. I've already went over it. I'm not going to say it again. J.J. McCarthy would not have been good here. I am going to keep saying that.
I agree with that.
Yeah, it's just he went to a good situation with the Vikings. Obviously Roderick is spreading propaganda all over the place about how J.J. McCarthy is going to win a ring in his first season or whatever. But guess what? J.J. McCarthy, he went to a good situation with a good coach, with a coach that knows QBs. And Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T.J. Hawkinson, they got weapons. He should be fine. If he doesn't succeed within the first 3 years, we're going to be looking at him like, okay, this dude is not good. That's why I'm saying if he had came to the Giants, obviously with no weapons, and he's a game manager, the running game, we don't know, Devin Singletary, he's no scrub, but he's not Saquon Barkley. So he's not handing the ball off, 40 times a game. He would not have been good here. He wouldn't. You're not going to reach for a quarterback. So now we can talk about the Jets, who, and obviously, originally I suggested Brock Bowers, that the Jets get another weapon for Aaron Rodgers. But this is just as good with Olu Fashanu. So I like this pick for a couple of reasons, because obviously we know what happened to Aaron Rodgers last year. After 4 plays and whoop, okay, season over. This is a good pick. Now, obviously, the Jets have done some work this offseason, addressing the O-line. But I think the fact that, Tyron Smith, obviously he's good, but he's definitely getting up there in age. So you don't know how many more years you probably have him for. So I think this is just some more like insurance for Rodgers that he's going to be protected now. And like I said, would another weapon have been nice? Yeah, sure. But you can get that in the 2nd or 3rd round, whenever, and it could be fine, especially when you already got Breece Hall, you got Garrett Wilson, you got guys on that offense. I think this Jets team is going to be a playoff team. I think they will. I think they could do it. They were 7-10 last year without Aaron Rodgers. They had some good, better QB play for 3 more games. They would have been in. That's what I was telling Roger. Roger thinks the Jets are going to be like mid and stuff. No, this team has a good defense. They're improving that offensive line. They get another weapon. Look out for that Jets team. What's your take on the Jets?
I agree with this pick. This is the best pick there possible for Rodgers. You get him protection. You make sure he's good in that backfield so he doesn't get injured again. And, you keep him around for more games to get to the playoffs. This is a great pick for them instead of getting another weapon because, they could get a weapon in the second round, probably Keon Goom or somebody like that. And, yeah, I agree with this.
Yep. Now, just for the fun of it, we'll just, talk about some of the quarterbacks that were picked. We'll go rapid fire, too. We'll go quick. Caleb Williams, not much to say. You had to make that pick, so we're not even going to spend time on that. Jaden Daniels, another one. Surefire, had to make that pick. I'm not looking forward to seeing him twice a year, but hopefully the Giants can do what they do and just beat up Washington like they usually do. Now, here's where we can talk about Drake May for the Patriots. I think he needs some work. Obviously, I think he is the third best quarterback of this class. But obviously, Belichick, laid out some interesting, facts and stuff yesterday while on the Pat McAfee show. He was talking about his footwork, talking about some of timing issues, blah blah blah, and how obviously when you look at this Patriots team, yikes, this offense. Not good. This is not a good situation to be in. But again, you could obviously today try to swing a trade for, and I would probably be annoyed, but there's a certain or two certain 49er receivers that are available. One of them will be traded. You can do that. Jaden, what's your thoughts on the whole Patriots offense and stuff?
I think this is it's a mid pick, I feel like he's like, Drake May has a lot, to work on. So he's not like the greatest quarterback, but it's a mid pick, I would say. But for them, it's okay because in the future you can get a receiver, build that offense around him. But for right now, it's a mid. But we'll see down in the future how that works out for them. But right now, their offense, you don't really know what they really have besides Juju. I think they have where's the other guy that came from San Francisco? What's his name? Can't think of it. But yeah, they have him. He came from San Fran a couple of years ago, but he's pretty good. They have okay receivers right now, but we don't really know what the expectations are for them in the season yet. So yeah, this is a good pick for now.
Oh, yeah, and they have Vikings legend, as Roderick would say. KJ Osborne is on the team. I remembered him. But, yeah, like I said, this is not a good situation. I don't expect the Patriots to be good. But, I mean, could it pay off a few years from now? Yeah, I think it could. Now, moving on to probably the next quarterback, J.J. McCarthy. I'm not even going to spend time on J.J. McCarthy. Roderick can come on here and spread whatever propaganda whenever we do the season predictor video a month from now. And I know he's already going to say something delusional, like 11 or 12 wins. So I'm not going to spend time on J.J. McCarthy. But, you already know how Roderick feels. Roderick thinks that the Vikings are going to win a Super Bowl every year. So there's that. We can... You know what? I'm going to save the Penix thing. I'm going to save that. We can.
That's the best one.
We can save that for a second. We can put that off to the side. Bo Nix. Bo Nix got drafted. There's that by the Broncos.
Great pick.
Not much to say here. Jacob, do you have any thoughts on this?
I think it's a great pick for them. They really need a quarterback that is a little bit younger. Russell Wilson definitely wasn't that guy there. So I think this is a great pick for them. Think about that offense around him.
Here's the thing, though. Bo Nix is already 24. He's already getting up there in age. Obviously, he's good, in the quick game, but he needs some work. He is a project QB. Could Sean Payton somehow, make it work with him? I don't know. Yeah, maybe he could. Do I expect him to start immediately, though? I don't. I think you start Zach Wilson at least the first 3 games at least. And then, if Nix is doing well in practices or whatever, or if Wilson's doing bad, which he probably will be, but who knows? I would expect you to put Bo Nix in at that point. Now we can talk about Penix. This pick, when they made this pick, I was like, what? Because obviously in the Falcons GM, he's been, he was talking to the owner yesterday. It was looking like the owner was kind of looking. I'm like, what was the reason for this pick? You just signed the guy in Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal. Okay. Now he's coming off a really bad Achilles injury. I can understand it. I can understand the pick. On the flip side, again, you gave this guy 4 years, and now you're saying, oh, if we have to sit him for 4 or 5 years, that's a great situation to have. That's not good, especially
like 30, bro.
Already getting up there in age. Well, Jaden, what's your thoughts on this pick?
Bro, he's literally going to be 30 years old in the next 5 years. This is crazy to me. I mean, it's a great pick because I understand, as you said before, Kirk Cousins is coming off that Achilles injury. But also, like, what are you thinking? Because now, like, you have him to sit there, 4 to 5 years, but you're not going to get the production you would get from him when he's younger, first coming into the league. I think that they should have waited, like, to trade down or get somebody like a Spencer Rattler or somebody like that in the second round instead of going for him right now, because this doesn't make any sense. Right now, they should have went for somebody on the defensive side of the ball to help them,
Yep. And especially like their defense had like one of the worst defenses in football last year. They really needed to improve their defense. Obviously, you got the quarterback. Now, you were saying you were so in love with Penix. Okay, if you were so in love with Penix, why couldn't you just wait till the draft then? Maybe trade up a few spots, draft day, and then get your guy instead of signing Kirk for 4 years. But the thing about Kirk's contract is I'm pretty sure after the first 2 years, the dead cap probably isn't as much, I heard. So there's that. He's obviously going to get the guaranteed money in the first 2 years. 2 years after that, it's But I kind of get it. Again, the guy's how old is Kirk? What, 36 or something?
34. I think he's 34.
He's getting up there in age, so I kind of understand it, but then again, it's another. Penix is also on the older side. Okay, no, Kirk is 35. He's turning 36. To start the season. Okay, 36, 4 years. I don't know. So yeah, chances are he probably won't finish that contract if he does fall off. Thing about Kirk Cousins is gonna get you at least 8 wins, I would say. He's that type of quarterback. He should get you at least 8 wins. You're going to be picking in the 15 through later rounds of the draft with him as your quarterback. I expect this Falcon team to still possibly win the division. I think they will. I don't think this pick hurts them that much, but they really got to address the defensive side of the ball today. So, Jaden, any closing thoughts?
Nope. I agree with what you were saying.
Yep. Roderick will be on here eventually, and we'll say,
you gotta let him rant.
He'll say he's the best quarterback of all time, and he hasn't even stepped foot on the NFL field yet. So if you could all do me a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know your thoughts down below. Did you like the Giants pick? Did you like the Jets pick? Were you confused by any other picks? The Penix pick? Did you want your team to possibly trade up? Some of you Giant fans, did you possibly want your team to trade down? What did you think about the draft? See you all in the next video.